What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Mr. Tay Love, and thank you for tuning in again. This video is, to be honest, I'm actually excited about making this video because this is one of my favorite parts of business because to be honest, in my opinion, it's the most important piece of your business. And if you don't have this, you will not go to the level that you expect. So I'm gonna give y'all a quick secret sauce to the first thing you need to do when you start in your business and what you need to have. Let's get into it. All right. I had a meeting today. To be honest, man, it was great. It was like an amazing meeting, and it was almost like a reminder of what I'm supposed to really be doing when it comes to this business, and almost like my superpower when it comes to helping business owners and anybody who's trying to build a strong brand. And to be honest, I learned this here on YouTube doing my dreadlock content. Now, I'm gonna explain this, and this is one of the top things that you wanna do. The first thing, after you come up with your name and everything for your business, and most of the time you're gonna come up with a logo first. Like, those are the basic things that everybody knows that you need for a business. And you can say, hey, that's my brand, but I'm gonna tell you something a little bit different when it comes to your brand. The first thing that you need when you start your business is your message. Now, most people ain't thinking about that. It's just like, well, I'm not an artist. I don't, this ain't a thing where I got a voice. No, your business needs a message. Why are you doing what you do? Now, this is one thing that changed my business, and I've seen like hundreds of other businesses change because of this right here. Now, my mentor, Matt Monero, he always used to say your business needs a catalyzing statement. That's what he used to say. And some people may look at that as more like close to a mission statement per se. Technically it is like a mission statement. It's one statement that says exactly what you do, and that's what you move on. So for example, at Kingdom Content, our mission statement is building brands that deliver a message. That's our mission statement. Building brands that deliver a message. You see, it's straightforward. It's not some long drawn out, like when I first started my business, I did it all wrong at first. I had it. We're influencing the world through content, social media, and branding to reach many lives. It was all drawn out and loud. And it was just like, but what do you really do? Like, I know you do social media, but what do you do in social media? What do you do with the content? Like, if somebody came to me for business, I would actually lose out. Well, I actually did lose out on a lot of business because it was kind of like, it wasn't strong enough. Because when somebody came to me, it was more like, well, I can do my own content and I can do my own social media, and I can find somebody to do a branding and just pay you one time. But see, my business model, it's a reoccurring, which we'll talk about that in another video. But me adding a real mission statement. I remember the day that I came up with it, and I remember calling the team, and I think I was in like Seattle or something like that. And I was out there for filming, and I called my team for our morning meeting, and it hit me. And I remember I was fasting during that time, and God gave me this one. And I was like, we no longer just create content. We no longer just do social media, because I found what I was actually doing with the people that did work with me was I was helping them craft their message. And then I would package that, their videos and their content. I'll make it look all good, ready for social media with their website and all that, and get it all cleaned up. And then we would release it. And really, I figured out, like, man, I'm really delivering a message. I'm not really, I'm packaging it up, but I'm delivering it. We're like the FedEx and, UPS and Amazon of content. That's how I look at it. So the first thing that you want to do is come up with that first statement, man, like something that's strong. I think it was Tesla. One of these car companies came up with it. They said they wanted to make the safest car in the world. Now, imagine you saying we're creating the safest car in the world. Imagine how many people are going to want to come work for your company because they want to build the safest car in the world. Imagine somebody who wants to purchase from you because they know that your goal was create the safest car in the world. So why wouldn't they want to come to the safest car in the world if they want to buy a car and they want a safe car? Like, it says exactly what you do. That's why it's building brands that deliver a message. Our focus is the message. I craft your message. So if you have a message, you're like, man, I got to get this message out. I'm over here working and I want people to really know like why I bake these cookies, and I need them to understand like the love and passion I put into it. You need to have a message, because what we'll do is you're going to come to us and we're going to take that message. And even if you don't have one, we'll help you and help you craft your message. But we'll take that message and we'll package it up for you, and we're going to help you distribute it. But it's exactly what we do. You can't miss it with us. I'm not beating around the bush. I'm not saying too much. If you really want to know what we do, is in our mission statement, building brands that deliver a message. So you got a message, we build your brand. That's exactly what it is. We take your brand and we build it based off of your message. So I think it's like the most important thing. And it was crazy because the call that I had today, that I actually had to say, like, and this was the question in the meeting. So because we were talking about building a website and stuff like that. And he asked if we were building a website right now, and I offered you this, we're going ahead and we're going to sign with you guys. What are the first steps? That's what he asked me. What are the first steps? And because he didn't have his message and he didn't have his mission statement and understood what exactly they did to say that one catalyzing statement, I had to tell him, I said, hey, the first thing we have to do is we need to get in a strategy meeting. And when we get into that strategy meeting, what we're going to have to do is sit with you, brainstorm, and come up with this message. Because I can't do anything with your branding, your logo, anything like that unless you have a message. And that it's simple as that. Because it made it easier on me, because imagine the headache I would have had to go through, and imagine the headache they would have had to go through. So I could have said, yeah, let's do it. I'm going to come in there. I'm going to design your website. I'm going to charge you $5,000 for this website. And I take their money and I run with it. I do the website. It looks beautiful and everything, but it's not speaking the language that it needs to for the people who want to purchase from them. So without that mission statement and core values, that's another thing. We'll get into that in just a second. But without those things, I couldn't do anything for them. So it's better for me to say, hey, let me help you with this mission statement, this message, and package that for you first. So then when we get to your website and we're doing your branding, it all makes sense. Now I'm on mission with you. So yeah, you want to make the safest car in the world. So when I'm designing your website, I'm making sure that message is clear. Like, this is safe. There's even though it's self-driving, there's these safety features on it. Like, I'm giving you those because I know what your message is. So now I get to speak that through my design. So that's one thing that you want to do, because even when you're working with other people, everybody should be aligned and on mission for what your message is. All right. So y'all think about that. Get y'all messages together. If y'all have issues and y'all need help with it, y'all can DM me. Y'all can hit me up on the comments or whatever, and I can help you come up with that statement. What that statement is, it says what you do. You can describe to me what you have, and I don't mind doing that. I only do it for a little while though, because eventually we got to do some coaching. After a while, y'all got to come up just a little bit, man. I ain't gonna overtax you, but I'm just saying, like, I can't give everything away for free. But I give you these basics because these are the things that every business needs to know, and I would tell this to anybody. Now, let's go on to the next thing, and I mentioned this. Core values. This is so important, and this is not just for, I would say, your clients to have, this is for you. This is for your employees. This is for your clients. This is the DNA of your business. Your core values are actually the DNA of your business. This is how you function. This is how you move. This is who you are. Like, core values are so valuable to a company. And I know a lot of y'all have probably worked for big companies. They have these core values and things, but sometimes they get lost. Like, I remember working for a company that had core values, but I didn't even remember those core values. I didn't even know them. But if you come to my office, like, they on the wall, everybody in the office knows the core values. And if you don't know the core values, I'm gonna call you out on it, because you need to know the DNA of how we move. So our core values are increase, influence, inspire, creative, and stride. And I always add a little message up under each individual one, so you understand what it stands for, what it means, and how you're supposed to move. And you should have these too. So increase profitability, simplicity, and leverage. Those are the things that we're increasing. We're always trying to increase profits, and we always want to simplify things, and we always want to make sure that we're leveraging our relationships, leveraging the increase that we got. So even if I'm not a money driven person and stuff. So that increase, I had it added into my business anyway, just because I knew we needed profits. But the things we need profits for is better space in our office, to hire more employees, to get more equipment, cameras, lights, all those things. So if we're not increasing, we can't increase the level of quality that we're producing. So that's a big deal. But you see how simple that is? Influence, lead with impact. That's one easy thing. If I tell you the influence, you know that, hey, that means lead with impact. So I can tell that to an employee, I can tell that to a client, like, that's what we do no matter what. So I have these in my business because if you don't have core values, it's kind of hard to even turn down a client that doesn't align with that. Like, I found myself before I set up my core values, I was moving incorrectly because I would get with a client and they were doing things that didn't sit well with me. And I was unhappy with the client and I was frustrated, but that was because they didn't align with my core values. One of the biggest core values for me is stride. And if I'm not striding, and our with stride is awareness of every step. So if I'm not touching every single step, then I'm gonna miss the mark. So I used to have that as speed. And when I was moving super fast, we were missing steps and clients would get frustrated because we forgot something, and it would be all these things. And it was just like, dang, we gotta stride and slow down so we can make sure we're hitting everything. And that doesn't mean move slow. Stride is not slow. It's just moving at a consistent pace so you're able to hit everything. Because if you're running, you may miss something. And I got that from Pastor Mike Todd. And I'll always try to make sure I move on it. And I talk about stride all the time. And I had to have that as a core value because that's how I function. But it helped out in my business because we were able to make sure we hit everything and not miss a thing. Just going back to that missing state when I told the potential client that, hey, the first thing we have to do is we got to get this in order. Because if we miss that step, I'm going to mess up on everything else for you and you're not going to be happy. So I try to make sure that I do that at all times, man. I hope this is a good game for y'all, man. I was super excited about coming and doing this video, y'all. So I hope this is good game for y'all, and I'm gonna keep on laying it on you. But core values are so valuable. I hire and fire off those core values. So example, if you got employees, your employees need to go off these core values, because imagine this. Let's say one of our core values, and it's the main core value, if you can't do this, you can't work in a company at all. And it's creative. Like, you gotta be creative in my space. Now, if one of my creatives in the office, if they're not being creative, I can say, hey, I haven't seen you being creative, man. I need you to kind of, like, I don't know what's going on, whatever it is, kind of, if you need to take a walk, listen to some music, whatever, go take your laptop in the other room, whatever, and get into a vibe. Do what you ever got to do, but you got to get creative. That's a warning. Get creative. You know, I'm telling them. Now, second time comes around, they're not being creative again. They just rushing and just doing a project. Hey, man, like, I talked to you about this. You're not being creative. I need you to get way more creative. You're missing it. I need you to get on it, man. Like, that's what I need. I need you to be creative, man. Have fun. All right? Send them on their way. Third time comes around. Hey, man, I don't think this is going to work out. You know, you're not really being creative and you don't seem like you're enjoying this, so I'm going to have to let you go. There's no problem with me letting that person go because they didn't align with the core values. So if they're not being creative and they're messing up, and let's say they're messing up on this and I got to put that project on somebody else and they're working on another project, you mess up the flow of the team. So I need you to be aligned with the core values. That's how simple it is to make it with the core values when it comes to employees, because you don't have to stress on being the bad guy when it comes to the core values, because it's like, I wasn't a bad guy. I told you got to be creative. You knew when you signed up for the job that you had to be creative. You also agreed that you agree with the creatives. Agree with the core values. So why are you tripping about this now? But more than likely, if they don't align with the core values, they'll end up walking, because they'll say, man, I ain't really feeling this. I ain't really doing that. Like, cool, no problem, man. No bad blood, man. I love you. Have a great one. I hope you have, exceed in everything you're trying to do. I hope you find what you're looking for. I'm sorry this wasn't it for you, but these are our core values and this is how we move. And it's nothing bad about that. And y'all should have that in your core values, because it makes the conversations easier. Because I didn't have to go and say, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? It's just like, hey, you're not being creative. I need you to step up and be creative. It was that simple. I'm calm. I ain't got to do nothing extra. It's just like, man, you ain't doing it, bro. Like, I need you to get creative, man. Like, it is what it is. Or, hey, man, you're not striding, man. I see you speeding. You're going too fast. I need you to slow down, and I need you to stride. I need you to stride. And if you're not striding, then if you can't stride, it's like, man, you're not going to be able to work out here, because you're missing every step right now. You just missed this step because you were talking over here and you were moving so fast that this client needed to be ministered to, but you didn't even catch it because you were so focused on just micing them up and not getting them their audio, getting their audio going, that you wasn't focusing on them talking to you. And I need you to slow down and listen, because that client needed that right there. So I need you to slow down and stride and talk to them, because you need to make sure that they're good in front of the camera, and that's part of your job. So you got to minister to them to get them ready so they can get amped up and be good in front of the camera. You see how simple that is, man? Core values are so strong, and these are the things you need before you go and build your website, before you go and start doing all this extra stuff. Get all this stuff aligned. Get your mission statement and your core values aligned. I can't say that enough. Most businesses aren't doing that, but I can guarantee if you put those into your business and you make sure you go by them and you stick to them strongly, your business will succeed. That's guaranteed, I promise you. All right? But man, I love y'all. Y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, turn your notifications on so you know that I'm coming. And man, I hope y'all enjoying these new videos. I'm gonna hit y'all with other stuff. I'm gonna teach y'all all kind of things in business and the creative side and branding. Everything that I know, I'm gonna just tap it into y'all, man, so y'all can still continue learning on this channel, because that's what I do. I teach, so I'm gonna teach. But yeah, man, I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoy it. And yeah, man, we gonna keep it rocking, man. I had fun doing this video. Like, I actually started getting fired up because I saw the comments and excitement from everybody saying they want these type of videos, and I'm just like, dang, they ready for me to be me. I get to be me on this channel, man. I can't wait. But yeah, y'all know what it is. Stay blessed, stay locked. It's your boy, Mr. Tay Love.